Raider guys, coming at you from the Riot Raider Studios, man. We're here with Blackbeard, Matt, Papa Raider, and the TC Raiders.
Man, because you don't say anything, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't do that shit. Icicle, what does it say? Icicle, enchantment, hazy IPA.
We be like, hey, what we got? What we got here? We got a new brew. So we got this new brew. We're gonna try it out. Give them a shout out. You know what it has.
This is what we're trying for the week. It's from Leavenworth, and so a couple of us have an idea of where this is and the brewery. So we're gonna give you some input on it after we taste test it. We're gonna taste it right now. So here we go. Let's try it, right?
We're gonna do some prospects, you know. Drafted the 29th of April. So it's on a Thursday.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so
That is pretty good.
it's got some kind of grapefruit.
Grapefruit for
Did
sure.
I
anybody?
have to agree with that. I have to agree with that. Maybe grapefruit, nice and smooth.
It's smooth.
And kind of like where it's called the Enchanted Haze, hazy IPA. I get that.
Got a great color. So we're gonna drink this, and we're gonna have it with our dinner, and we're gonna let you know if it goes good with the steak or not, because that's what's on the menu. And if we'll ever buy this beer again or not, or if we'll even take a nice trip down there and get some. Anyways, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, shout out Icicle Brewing Company.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is, man. I think when he sleeps too much, he gets
This spicy or good? I know it's spicy. Stuff in there. There you go. Everything good?
Raider Nation, there's only one nation. Raider Nation, there's only one nation. Raider Nation, there's only one nation. Raider Nation, there's only one nation.
Ready? Okay. Here we are, Raider Nation, right here. We're coming at you from Riot Raider Studios.
And let me introduce you to Papa Raider right here, and myself, Angelo Blackbeard. And like I mentioned earlier,
TV. Don't forget our technical support.
our technical support, he's right there, making sure we're doing everything good. Like I mentioned before, we're at Riot Raider Studios here in Pasco, Washington, and give a shout out and super thanks to the person who provided this studio for us, Papa Raider, man.
I didn't want to do that. Thought it was charging.
So if you guys want to check out the background behind us, check this out real quick. You know, there they are.
What's that say?
What's that say? The Raiders are coming, right? So that's actually interesting that we're, you know, the Raiders are coming, and we're actually going to talk about that right there. As ourselves, we're trying to get ourselves going to
The quest for Allegiant Stadium, man. That's what this is about. Quest for Allegiant Stadium.
So this actually started in 2020, believe it or not. Unfortunately, 2020 brought some issues that all of us are worried about. It's affected, you know, mostly everybody as much as they wanted into it or not, or those unfortunate, you know, I'm sorry that, you know, been affected by it. A lot of us have. 2020 affected us in a way where it actually prevented us from beginning our quest to Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. We were locked in last year. We were ready to go, man. We didn't watch that first game. Didn't happen.
We actually, you know, rooms were booked and flights were ready to go, but unfortunately, you know, things happen, and you know, health is important, and we took that into consideration, and so did the NFL. And they told us, hey, no games in Las Vegas.
Right.
Well, actually, Mark gave us for the, you know, for the better.
Hey, that guy handled it well.
Yeah, and I think he did. I'll tell you what, if not all of them, not one. So, I mean, I appreciate that as the season ticket holder, because you know what, my seats weren't prioritized over someone else's seats, nor was, you know, their seats over mine. So, we're a brotherhood, or sisterhood as well too, and he felt that all of us need to be there. So.
Yeah, and that part they did it good. So, you know, rough season. You know, everybody wants to forget that 2020 season, COVID-wise, not just NFL-wise, but COVID-wise.
Yeah.
So that one was a rough one. But we're hoping that things will be better this year, and that's why we have a quest. We're locked in. We're going, people. But pandemic permitting, we may not. That's all good.
Yeah, we're just like this. Look, fingers crossed,
Yeah,
and all
we're
we'll
going.
make it.
But if we don't make it, it's all good. We understand, but it was a rough one last year. You know, we were all set to go, and it didn't happen, and you know, just kind of watched armchair kind of at home kind of thing, and still it was good. But you're being able to do that, but not be able to go to the game and stuff like that. That was tough.
There's an atmosphere, you know. Me being a Raider fan, you know, hanging out with buddies at home or wherever your local, you know, watering hole. It feels good, you know, being around Raider fans, but there's a difference when you're at the game, surrounded by nothing for Raider fans. That's an experience you must experience if you haven't yet, because I'll tell you what, in Oakland, those days were awesome, man. Going to those games, the tailgating and all that, oh man, that's just the experience itself it's something that, you know, you should put on your bucket list.
And there you go. That's why it's a big, you know, quest for us, or goal, to get there, to see how they're going to handle it. Because Vegas, get ready. I don't know if you're ready for this now, but get fucking ready. You got Raider Nation coming, and they're hard. I mean, they're not criminals, they're not thugs, they're just hard. They're all about their game, and they're all about having a good time.
I'll tell you what, you're going to see, to me, I think I'm looking more forward to, you know, in our quest to Allegiant, the thing that I look forward to is like a sea of black and silver, of just like people in that place, walking all over Las Vegas the day before, the day of. You know, if some of you who've been to Vegas, you walk in that strip and you'll see people just walking there, I think you're going to see a lot of black and silver jerseys. You're going to see a lot of the old school jerseys. You're going to see a lot of these new guys. Wherever you walk, you're going to see a Raider jersey. You know what I mean? And I still haven't decided what jersey I'm going to wear.
Right? You know, it's just kind of like, it's a culture, people. That's why we are here today. 'Cause we're talking to you about how we're going to go about getting to this game. Our apparel look good? Are we going to be a part of this? Are we going to represent? It's a culture. So that's why we're here talking about it. We're coming, buddy.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like I was saying, it's exciting, man. First game that fans are able to attend, and again, there's going to be a sea of black and silver, man. The best part of the experiences we've had in previous games that they had in Oakland was the tailgating. That's something we're looking forward to as well in Las Vegas, seeing how that's going to live up to the reputation that the Raiders have carried. That the tailgating is, if not the best, amongst the NFL teams, but
And there you go.
a lot to look forward to, man. That quest is going to be exciting because for us, we're taking a path. Our path is actually, I can't give you an exact amount of miles, but it's probably roughly I'd say about 14-hour drive for us, maybe.
Yeah.
We're not flying, we're driving.
Yeah.
And that makes it makes it that more interesting, and we just it feels like we're putting in the work to help the team out, because a lot of these fans most likely the majority coming out of California, some from Arizona, some residential from Nevada, but hey, Raider Nation, man, we're called Raider Nation for a reason, because we're coming from all sorts of places.
Yep. Raider Nation.
Operator, Blackbeard, coming back at you guys again. We're still here at the Riot Studios, Ask Washington, and so we were just talking earlier about the whole 2020 and how it was just how
rough it was.
rough for all of us. But, let's move on, just bigger and better things, right? Let's talk about some interesting history and some of the cool things that we've actually received as season ticket holders, man. They always send you, every season, they send you this cool box, man. The cool thing, for your tickets and stuff. And, 2020 being as rough as it was, you couldn't be at the games, the Raiders still looked out for their season ticket holders. We got some cool, there were the game day, programs for the game. So, for example, I got I got all of them, every home game. If Operator got his as well, and the cool thing about, I'm going to show you really quick, see if you can get a good look at this, but this is called the game day program right here, and this is actually the Buffalo Bills. The cool thing about it, it was for the game and stuff, but it just, it gives you the rosters, both teams and all that stuff, but there's some interesting things in here as well, articles and stuff, and of course, with that, how could you not mention Al Davis in any of these programs, because there's so much history behind the man, there's so many things, well put things that they put together in all these game days for him. But let me read you this one really quick, man, because this was really to me. Papa Raider pointed it out, and so there's a whole thing right here. If I can kind of get that in focus for you, you see Al Davis right there, and that image right there, man, that is just iconic right there.
Yeah, there's some of his famous quotes.
Yeah,
he's coined a lot of quotes.
And speaking of quotes, let me read that quote right here out of this right here. Davis always said, "The fire that burns the brightest in this organization is the will to win." I mean, this guy, damn, I wish I had the rights to everything he said, because, commitment to excellence, you just win, baby. I mean, like, even beyond the grave, this guy still, just to read, quotes like that, it's really, really impressive. And, the Raiders, a lot of these sayings, man, they're coined in our heads.
Right.
Because when you hear Raiders, you're always gonna see, commitment to excellence, right? Just win, baby, right?
Really.
Even if you're not a Raider fan, when you hear that, you're like, damn Raiders.
It's a nice saying.
Yeah.
So either way.
You're a hater.
You hate it, but it's cool.
It's sweet. You just wish your team had.
Yeah. You hate the Raiders, but you like their emblem. I don't care. Closet Raider fans out there, you know who you are.
You can't get past that black and silver. That's the sweet part.
So again, 2020 history, some good, bad things, but we're gonna move on and talk about this. Actually, the season ticket package that they sent to us. So here's.
Okay, so when you receive this is Christmas. This is Christmas in August, man.
Yeah, I was waiting.
This is like Halloween when a kid gets ready. He gets excited to dress up and go ask for that candy. trick or treat. But this is some of the cool stuff that when you become a season ticket holder, I can get that up close. Look at that reflection. I know it's too silvery. It's nice and shiny, man. But the cool thing about this season,
Silver and black. That's what it does.
look at that right there. These are actually Hall of Famers. These are collectible tickets right here.
And they got a really nice feel to them. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not. They're no joke.
Yeah, they got texture to them, So this isn't like, you know what?
Jim Otto, man, you are double up, dude. The man.
This wasn't
Double
just
up.
printed at your at home, man. This
I
was
do
like,
not know if anybody else in the NFL ever had those or donned those numbers. If it's a number.
Honestly, I don't know.
Mathematicians, leave me alone. But
I don't even know if it's legal now to have that number. So,
well, and then there you go. There's Raider Nation right there doing illegal shit for you. That dude was awesome, and still is.
This is the cool thing right here, guys. When you become a season ticket holder, man, the Raiders treat you right. They love Raider Nation. They
It's a family,
appreciate the
guys.
fact that you guys, like us and everyone else out there, are dedicated hardcore fans, man.
If you need a family, come to the dark side.
There you go. Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, so check this out. Raiders are full of greats, Hall of Famers. How many we got going in this week, brother? How many we got going in, and who are they?
So we got two big ones. One that should have been in a while ago, but we'll get into that politics.
Oh, that's
eventually sometime.
yeah.
So
Flores, love
Tom Flores, man. He deserves it. This man should have been there years ago, but like I said, this is a whole different conversation. Tom Flores, congratulations. And one of her well recognized. I mean, I have some of his bottles of wine, and I know he's making a whiskey now, so I'm going to get into that. But Charles Woodson, man. This man, since my childhood, I can remember this guy, from Michigan, Raiders. Yeah, he might have played for someone else. I can't remember who the hell they were, but who cares, right? But he came back to the faithful, to the black and silver. And that man, he has well represented the Raider Nation.
What was another saying that Al Davis quoted?
Let's see. Once a Raider, always a Raider?
And who was that? Woodson?
Woodson, man. This guy came back, and he was determined to do what he could for this organization, and he gave it all. Unfortunately, he retired, but you know what? I wish he was still wearing that number 24, man.
Yeah. And again, guys, Raider Nation is all about greats.
And so, we're I know we're showing off a little bit, but with those season tickets, man, look at this thing. This is like so awesome. So this is part of the tickets that they gave us. But check this out. Vegas got lights. We got lights.
Yeah.
So look, check that out right there, man. Isn't that cool?
We brought Vegas lights to Pasco.
They're letting us know the feel for it, right? So when you take a good look at this, you got numbers and names that are Hall of Fame inductees in Canton, right? Okay. We have a really impressive amount of Raiders in the Hall of Fame, man. And to add another two, that's awesome, man. We have history in the NFL. And
legacy.
Yeah, definitely.
Al Davis, you're the man. You left it. The Maverick, guys. The Maverick. How beautiful is that?
That's
you
gorgeous.
want
Look at that, man. I tell you what, even my kid, when he opened it, was like, ooh.
Yeah, he's cool. He brought neon lights home. Okay, so we're having too much fun. We're going to go ahead and take a break because right now it's 87 degrees in this room. And it's a little tough to talk Raiders, but you know what? Kudos to those guys out there right now busting their butts to get to the season and 100 plus degree weather out there, just kicking ass, sweating it out to make us happy. Good job, Raider Nation, and all you rookies out there sweating your asses off. Okay. Okay, so I'm not too sure if we get the count back, but fuck it, let's just go. We can edit this shit out. Anyways, go ahead and start off, bud.
So here we are at Riot Raider Studios, Papa Raider and Blackbeard, coming back at you guys again. Just gonna, go over some things on our quest to Allegiant, and just talk a little, kind of potpourri about, certain things, Hall of Fame, our voyage, and whatever we can think of.
Other things that's going on in our life, because this is this is our quest. Right now we're getting ready to watch the preseason game. Rock and roll, dude.
Yep.
Everybody in Allegiant Stadium, good for you guys. I wish I was there. I could have been there, but it ain't gonna happen this year. But I look forward to getting there, which is why we're here. The Raiders are coming. The quest for allegiance. Again, we want to apologize for a couple of these are going to be a little rough. One of them we left our fan going. It's about 90 degrees in here right now, which is, no big deal because everybody else is dealing with that heat and other things right now. But right now, we're just coming at you live, like you said. We're just the quest to Allegiant Stadium, and that's our goal. So that is Monday night. I can't remember the date. Do you remember the date? We should have that.
You know what? It's a
Monday night. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
That's the big one. That's where we hope to be. We got plans on how to get there. We'll kind of discuss that down the road. We got plans on seeing sites and stuff like that. So we're gonna ask for input and just recommendations on where to go down there. I've seen a lot of posts and stuff. Buddy right now is up there watching the game. Good for him. See posts all over. He's just having a great time. So kudos to anybody that's at that game right now. We're getting ready to watch it. Again, this is the quest to Allegiant Stadium. We're going to talk further about what's going on in our lives right now and how we're going to get there. And I guess what's the big deal? Why are we really here talking about it? It's a big deal to me. So
yeah, it's going to be the first time, the first official regular season game that people are going to be able to attend the game, due to last year's unfortunate incident or of COVID. But this year, we're excited to be in the stands, man, and I definitely believe that's going to be a big difference for the Raiders at home.
And again, we apologize if we bring this COVID and this pandemic up. It is what it is. It's what we have to deal with. Again, our quest is to get there 100%. We are going. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Safety first. My family, anything, above, family is just going what it is.
Definitely. And, that's, just like we have our initial family, in Raider Nation is our other family as well. And, they're just looking out for the best, for all of us fans attending these games and stuff. And so far, so far it's good, and hopefully it continues to be good, and things will improve hopefully. But other than that, man, we're just excited to be able to attend, officially our first game with many others, first home, regular season game at Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, and we're just excited. My plans to get there is maybe to travel via automobile, just to kind of maybe see some sights and stuff like that. Make it more of a somewhat of a small vacation or whatever. So, that's my goal, but the goal is just to get down there, do some of that, what do you call that, Vegas Strip?
Yeah, some sightseeing, man.
Yeah, get down there to the Strip and do everything that everybody does when they go to Vegas. And we've been there a couple of times, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Why did we wind up there?
I got married I got married down there, man. Almost, it'll be 11 years this year. That's actually the last time I've been to there.
Only reason I was happy with that is because right there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so if you're not aware, I'm married to his daughter, so this is my father-in-law, man.
Anyways, this guy has been a great son-in-law. Well, that's another cast or whatever. Anyways, kudos to this kid. In other words, bringing the things that he's done for this family. He's the one that started all this. He started us way back in the 2013. It got us going with this club, and then I can't remember the year, bro. You're gonna have to remind me. But when we got those tickets, wow, how huge was that?
I think it just came up on a memory as well. I think it's almost been close to 9 or 10 years. So
okay, so where does that put us at?
So I think that puts us we're in 2021,
13, 14, right around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. We actually went to a Raiders game in Oakland, and we sat in the black hole, and it was Martin's first experience at a Raiders game. And I'll tell you what, man.
That was early 2000, like not early 2000, but like 9 or 10 maybe.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think you're right.
Yeah, it was. That one was a little earlier, and then you came back with, hey, well, I'm getting tickets.
Yeah. So and that ignited the flame.
Yeah.
Really say the flame, and us becoming season ticket holders. So pretty much, I mean, when we became what, season ticket holders? We've been season ticket holders now for what, 6 years?
Yeah,
6 years now. But that pretty much was a passion for us to be like, you know what? I would love to do this as much as possible.
and how fortunate are we to be on that list?
And we got so lucky because when we checked it out, it was really unbelievable for the price to become a season ticket holder. Now, it's kind of like you got to earn your stripes, I guess, because, you have the whole PSL and then paying, the tickets part. But you know what? That's how dedicated we are, how passionate we are about, being Raider fans. And man, this is something, like you were saying, we're looking forward to, and this is our quest to Allegiant, man. This is something that we're really looking forward to and excited to share with all you guys.
Well, I like to put it like, it's my new home in Vegas. This is my property that I bought online and stuff. I want to go ahead and check it out.
Well, and he's right in every word. In the essence of property, we technically own the seats. So if anybody, look at it as a timeshare, I'm willing to kind of rent my space out to you for a little while. So if you're interested in tickets as well, there are seats 1, 2, 3, and 4 that you can, you can look for.
There you go. We're not trying to go ahead and pitch anything to you guys, but you know what? We're all about supporting and helping our, there's so much behind this that we do some good things out there. But right now, it's all about getting there, So, I don't know. Well, we're about what? 1 month away? Well, okay,
we're actually technically less than a month. Either we're less or we're exactly at a month.
The countdown is there. We're going to come back at you guys with hopefully on a weekly basis and just talk about the anticipation and the excitement and what am I doing to get there. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm doing a lot. It's been, I've been iterating and talking about this for quite some time, and I'm sure I got family members that are going, I'm sick of that shit, Dad. Okay, but I guess I'm over planning, but that's okay. Just want to have a good plan. Go and enjoy it. Again, I think I can see my seat. I think it's somewhere right by the flame. Can you see that, guys? Right there. That's me. I'm waving at you guys. If he's sitting next to us. Again, so happy that he got us started on all this, tickets and season ticket holders and stuff like that. That was huge on his part. But again, we're excited. We're gonna get there. When I get there, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Where's the first thing we want to do? What do we want to do when we first get there, dude?
I think for at least on my part, I think I'm excited just to see the stadium. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I've seen pictures of it. Kind of saw where my seat was at in the stadium on a virtual thing online. But I'm just excited to see that Death Star, man. That big old thing, just like I've been to Vegas before, and throughout the years I've noticed things come up and get casinos and all that stuff. But man, to see that just big old huge thing, that stadium, that Death
and then
Star.
kind of getting up.
Yeah, I mean it's like that sign, the infamous welcome to Vegas sign. But I'm thinking now that to replace that or to be the new welcome Las Vegas is at Allegiant Stadium.
It's one of those surreal moments when you're driving up there. You're like, so much is going through your head, but the fact that thing's in front of you, you're like, okay, this is cool. We're gonna be in there and watch a Raider game.
For those of you who've ever driven Las Vegas, I mean, I'm a native of California, and as a kid, I remember that long drive through the desert,
long strip.
Kind of just like nothing out of nowhere, bam. You just see all these casinos, these buildings and such just pop out of nowhere in the middle of the desert. Pretty unique, and now that I'm looking forward to it, once we start hitting that stretch, I'm waiting for that stadium just to come into glimpse of my eyes and be like, wow, there it is.
Is that one of those visuals, like the pot of the end of the
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just hit it the nail on the head, man. It's right there. I'm just, I'm waiting to get to the end of that rainbow to see that pot of gold, and that for me is Allegiant Stadium.
Man, okay, so it's been a while. I really don't know where to go from here, so let's just go ahead and take a break and rethink. What should we talk about? We can just kind of mumble. I can end this out. We can go ahead and what do we want to touch on? My paperwork. Oh, okay. So let's
So they go out and they do all this coordinator. Well, they also brought the Amy Dickerson, the run game coordinator, along as well, and one of the players.
Okay, so let's just kind of go with this right here for now. 8-8 season, extra game, Hall of Fame, Charles Wilson and Tom Flores. Okay, we'll end up with that. Okay. All right. So, again, the quest to get back. Well, the quest to ever be there is just to see a good season, a good game. Our beloved Raiders. Last year was an 8-8 season. What a rough season. But hey, guess what? It can't happen this year. What's cool about it is we got that extra game.
Yeah, so we definitely know that we're not going to go 500 or underneath. I mean, there's a possibility.
It's either or, which is cool. There's no in between.
And I'm sorry for saying that, but I definitely believe we're going to be over 500. But there's a possibility of now plenty of teams not hitting that 500 mark.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. I'm going to call their schedule, and I'm going to just say they're going to sneak in with the 10. And which would be a 5 or what would be 7? 5 and 7?
10 and 7 because
10 and 7
games, right? Yeah.
Thank you. So 10 and 7. I'm going to call it. I think because I could go 12 easily, but that's just me being biased because I'm a Raider fan. But I'm going to go ahead and be humble in what I think and I see and just what I'm hoping. I guess a little. Let's just go with a straight up reasonable. Scheduling, maybe getting in the playoff.
So I think I'm going to go out of my character. I'm really usually pretty conservative. I think I can, in my heart, I feel really confident saying that I guarantee you that we're in the playoffs.
Okay, well, and there you go, because I think we're going to be in the playoffs. We're going to somehow get in there. last year, hey, look, dude. You know, at one point in time, it was us or Browns going in, and you know, okay, so we didn't do it. But you know,
I think that really the reason I say this, you know, with so much confidence is because when we started the season, I think we started it off really well. Something happened amongst, you know, after first couple games, we just started to fall apart.
Yeah.
And we started to realize our defense was a big issue.
Honestly, I'm going to say it. I believe it was within the, you know, like the, what do you call that, the locker room.
Yeah.
I think just some personalities and this and that. And, you know, I do this and I do that. And it comes down to, hey, man, who's getting along and who's not? What can we do in the, you know, this and that? What can we do, like, in the future, drafting and this and that? So that's how it played out.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion.
And
I don't know.
No, and those are possibilities as well. And, you know, I have to agree, there's stuff that we as fans aren't aware of.
Well, we read the post now, you know, like Artie Key or whatever, you know, he's back.
There you go, yeah. I mean,
well, I'm not going to say I'm glad to see you gone, dude, but honestly, if you want to argue, you didn't do nothing for us. So I don't know how to tell you whatever.
And I have to agree with that as well. Like, hey, listen, I appreciated the fact that you're a Raider, but when you leave the team and you start saying that you weren't allowed to do what you could, but well, I mean, number one, like, you know, Bob Raider just said, you really didn't do anything. I mean, there's nothing that I imagine that you impress any of these coaches where you're capable of being like, this guy we need to keep and hold on to, right? Unfortunately, they didn't see that. So, see ya, success. Hopefully you have success in the rest of your career.
Again, but
you know, going back to the record, I can't state how many wins we'll have, but I definitely know that, you know, as confident as I am of us being in the playoffs, that definitely means we're going to have a pretty good record, as winning record, you know. So I feel maybe I can even say, you know, 13-4, 12-5, maybe. You know, and that's pretty. You know, I'm like, wow, that's getting a lot of credit. But you know what? I anticipate a lot of pressure right now on John Gruden, and not just John Gruden, you know, to perform as best as he can as a head coach and make sure everything is possible. It's also on the back of Derek Carr as well. I think he's kind of realizing, you know, hey, something's got to happen here, man. Don't get me wrong, man. I think I want this guy to be our quarterback for life because to me, I'm a Derek Carr fan. I know some of you guys are like, because of Carr this, because of Carr that. You know what? I hate to just, you know, I disagree with you. I don't hate to disagree, but I completely disagree with you. You got to look at the guy's numbers, man. Some of these years that he's had, you know, we didn't give him the best options in, you know, receivers and stuff. So hopefully this year it turns out to be good for him. And the defense, man, hopefully it turns out to be really good. And that's why I'm thinking that, you know, some of the pickups we've had, I feel that we will have it.
I am excited about that defense. I think I'm thinking it's going to pan out to something good. So, you know, and then again, you know, you people thinking the negatives, let's just stay away from that. Remember, when you become a Raider fan, you know, there's an obligation, and it's loyalty. So you're loyal to your team, whether they're having a fucking bad day or they're winning a Super Bowl, okay? They're the same thing. You treat them the same way. You just be loyal. Pat on the back, we'll get them next time. High five, Super Bowl win, let's go get them again. That's it. That's how it works, brother. Right?
You're right. You can't win them all, right? I mean, you know.
You know, and I hate to say it, Brady, we can bring him up all the time. He's lost 3 Super Bowls. You know what? I would like to be one of those guys that lost a Super Bowl. I'm telling you right fucking now. Fucking cool. Sit there in the rain pouring, crying my heart out because fucking I lost a Super Bowl? That's a privilege. That's special.
It's like the saying, it's better to have loved than not loved at all, right?
Don't mock shit, people. These people fucking put their heart and soul out there. Okay, Tom Brady, he does get a little special favoritism. That's another segment, right? This is about the Raiders question Super Bowl. Oh, I'm sorry. That's another cast down the road. Once we get there, we're going to move something else. What's the gob, right? The gob.
God.
What did I say there? Well, the pod playoff game. Yeah. I don't know if I deem that, but I better get some fucking royalty. Playoff game. Hashtag.
And that's what we're shooting for, man. 2016 was our last last chance we were in the playoffs, and we all know that happened, man. Derek Carr had a broken leg. We had McLovin. I'm sorry, McLovin. What was his name?
McLovin.
I'm sorry, man. He just.
Well, no. You know what, dude?
And then Connor Cook as well came into the game, and against the Texans, it just did not go well for us, and it's really disappointing because Derek Carr put all that hard work, and for him to almost pretty much last game of the season against the Colts, a guy ends up breaking his leg at home, and it was just a tragic thing for us to experience because I really felt that we at least would have won the first 2 playoff games that we would have had,
Right.
with Derek Carr in there, and it just I felt like we kind of set back after that season. We were looking for success, and it didn't come out, and that's a whole different story as well. Jack Del Rio being replaced, all that stuff. We want that momentum back. And I think we have the tools to do it this year. Honestly, like we just mentioned earlier, the defense, some of these moves and some of these additions, I think they're there.
Well, I think just having the fans there is just a huge step.
And there you go. I mean, that's a difference maker. We know that, I hate to mention these guys, but, we're actually playing today. Seattle is known for, the 12th man. That crowd is effective in those games. Kansas City's, crowd, too, that noise is effective. They help out their home team. And, and Allegiant, we're about to find out how effective we are going to be for the Raiders.
Well, I know people are out there saying, everybody's, anticipating all that stuff, but, here's the deal, the Raiders. Okay, I lost my train of thought, so we're going to go ahead and edit that out. What were we talking about?
Fans in the stands.
Yeah, okay, so the difference between, us and the other 32 teams wanting that, or 31 teams wanting that, is that we didn't have that last year. Brand new stadium, a new era, all that good stuff, and we just can't do it. So that's why we're excited. That's why we feel, hey, we're ready. We want to see this, because, any team that's ever, all you other 31 teams, you guys can go ahead and enjoy that. We haven't had that enjoyment yet. To be there and, cheer on our team and stuff like that. It's kind of a rough thing to have dealt with last year, you go and then they're doing great. We can't be there to support, and then they go 8-8, and then we can't be there to support that because, whatever. We can go ahead and just make excuses, but there's no excuse. We just, bad season, still loyal. We just want to get there and see that one game where we know that it's just going to be that one game back to the glory days. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're good. We're back, guys. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about this quest of ours. Just a couple of guys here. My son-in-law, Angelo Blackbeard, and me trying to get to that big game. We're watching the Seahawks game right now. It's in the third quarter. I think I can see it from here. We're 13-7. We're on the 50-yard line, so this is cool. But either way, we're coming back at you, letting you know that, our quest to get there and how we're going to get there and why it's such a big deal and why it's our passion to go and see this team in their new stadium because they deserve it. Long time waiting. What do you think, dude?
Oh, definitely. Us having our experiences in Oakland, this is exciting for us because, they, like you mentioned earlier, they deserve this. A new stadium, a new beginning almost, if you want to look at it that way. And that's something that, not just, the players themselves, but us as fans are excited. And, we want to be there to support them and, cheer them on. And like we kind of mentioned earlier, one of these casts that supporting that the fans were there. I think, having the black and silver crowd in there and just, cheering and, that loud atmosphere. at Allegiant. It's gonna be, I think, a big factor in our season. You know, and like we were talking earlier, and like I said, I'm confident in playoffs. But yeah, I mean, it's something special, honestly, because like I mentioned earlier, it's a new beginning, man. And we're going to the first regular season played in that stadium with fans in the stands, you know, and that's a memory, you know. I hope I never forget.
Big game, Ravens,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, man. You know, and right off the bat, we have a challenge, man. You know, it's not gonna be a cakewalk, and you know, but that's what we love. We love that challenge, man, because you know what, you want to know you beat the best to be the best.
Oh yeah.
So,
But you know, I mean, like the you know, getting up there, like, you know, like tailgating and stuff, man. How huge is that gonna be? It's such a new thing to us because we know what it's like over there, you know, Oakland. You know, but you know, it's a new thing to us. So
yeah, we're curious
getting there and finding out how that works out. It's going to be kind of.
Because I'll tell you what, man, in Oakland, you know, we had the fortunate, you know, we were fortunate enough to meet somebody that was part of a wrecking crew, where they had like pretty much D-Lot locked up, and you know, we got to hang out with them and tailgate with them, and that's an experience in itself, man. That is something that, like, you know what, if you can't get into the game, just show up to the game at the tailgate parties, because that is something special, man.
Yeah, and then again, you know, kudos to, you know, like the Raider family, man. No matter what, dude, I mean, when we went there, we were welcome. I mean, it was such a great atmosphere, a great time. People looked out for you. They really, you know, they catered, not catered to you, but they just opened their arms to you, you know, and it was really nice. I mean, I'm gonna admit I'll miss that, but you know, it's gonna happen here in Vegas.
Yeah, and I feel like the true fans are gonna carry that over to Las Vegas,
yeah.
you know, and that's a lot of football fans. You could say, you know, well, we tailgated, you know, in Seattle, we tailgated in Buffalo, but you ain't tailgated in Oakland, man, and that was an experience. And so now, you know what, I think, you know, true Raider fans are gonna want to keep that tradition alive in Las Vegas, where they're gonna, I mean, like, I'm not kidding you, man. Oakland, the tailgates were impressive and amazing, man. I mean, you had, you know, carne asada, you had like whatever you could think of, you know, tacos, and you know, you even had vendors out there in the parking lot. I mean, I remember I had probably the best lobster roll I've ever had in my life.
Yeah,
at a Raider game.
Yeah, if you've seen it on the menu, it was there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, that was great. It was good times.
Yeah. So, you know, you know, if you got a bucket list to go to a Raider game, you know, make sure you cross out that tailgate too, because that's probably going to be one of the best things about that trip as well, you know. And, you know, that's what we, as, you know, the years we started going out there, it was one of the things to look forward to as well, not just the game, but the tailgate. It's an experience.
We're coming, Vegas. You ready? You know, that's what it's all about. We're coming. Yeah.
There we are, right there. Raiders are coming.
Well, we're there now. What's the score now? Okay, here we go. Kickoff. Go Raiders. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna talk about this request to get there. Right now, what are we? Do we know the date?
Today's the 14th, I believe.
Okay, so it's
August 14th.
August 14th, 2021. And we're coming to you about our quest to get to the Raider Stadium. And we, you know, we're going. And you know, just the excitement about going there, and you know, every week we're going to come to you and talk, you know, and we're going to kind of give you some insight on what's going on in our lives, and you know, updates on how we're going to get there and when we get there, and you know, the main little probably episode is going to be us getting there. But we're going to go ahead and talk about a few other things that's going on in our life. I'm just going to you know, go ahead and throw this out there. Hall of Fame, we're going to go ahead and talk about Tom Flores and Charles Woodson. We're going to go ahead and talk about a little bit local, you know, stuff about my granddaughter and how she's doing so well in her judo. And, you know, right here, this guy will give you a lot of insight on it. We're going to go ahead and run a little, you know, a little trailer on her and show you what she's accomplished. And those are things that just going on in our lives. anticipating this quest for the Allegiant Stadium, and we're happy that things are going on with our lives. What else is going on in out there, dude?
So, as you mentioned earlier, I mean, we have two Raider greats that, one was obvious and the other one, well, both are obvious, but one should have been there years ago. But, the first one I want to mention is Charles Woodson, well deserved. I mean, that guy, I could say I have the honor and privilege of seeing that man play in Oakland multiple times. And it was always impressive to see that guy play in Oakland, when the Raiders were still there. Real impressive. As I grew up as a kid, I was born Raider, raised Raider. So my dad always told me, Tom Flores, was our head coach, and he was also a great player, and to me, when I was really impressed by just, the fact that what that guy had done, for the NFL, I really thought years ago he should have been in the Hall of Fame, and there's never really, finally his moment came. So both, Woodson and Flores were inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I mean, it just adds to the grades of, I think we have probably, if not the most, but close enough to have the most Hall of Famers in the NFL Hall of Fame. We have what is it? Probably 14 players now, at least, in the NFL Hall of Fame. I mean, that's an impressive number. Am I way off? I mean, that's...
We got way more. So, here's the deal, we got some greats we can show you here in the next couple of, in the future, you'll see some of our greats, and how many we have. And, I mean, we can go ahead and Google it and talk about it. But right now, I know we have many. And 14 is just kind of touching the
just scraping the surface, huh?
Yeah, scraping the surface. Yeah. There you go. We have some greats, and and well deserved. And those names, you just can't deny them. Tom Flores, that was, we don't need to go ahead and whine about the past and why it took so long. There it is.
It finally came in.
He's alive.
Yeah.
Unlike the snake, not the snake. Unlike Snake. We can go ahead and that just adds to our quest. The NFL always just not doing us any justice and stuff like that. But there you go.
I know there's a rap song, or I don't know, there's lyrics to a rap song that said it's me against the world or us against the world, but that pretty much is the Raiders against the NFL. And I think because some of our past history has prevented us from maybe, I know you're saying whatever, but I truly believe it's prevented some success for individuals that were the black and silver to be allowed in the Hall of Fame. I mean, honestly, there's some guys out there that were so brutal. Nowadays, when you see those clips, you're like, man, you know what? That's disgusting, and that was
yeah.
But that was freaking Raider football.
That was the game.
That was Raider football. We invented. If anything, the Raiders were so nasty. That was, why. This is why your kids wanted to play football. This is why, we got into football. And all of a sudden, the Raiders became too much. And then, I don't know, we got these rules where, roughing the passer. Seriously, come on, man. Even roughing the kicker now.
They've been sued before, that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, those things, but I still believe there's plenty of other Raiders that deserve to be in there. And like you was mentioned earlier, that's another cast as well. But I'm glad for Flores and I'm glad for Woodson to be in there, to be initiated into the Hall of Fame. And it just goes to show that, we are one of the great teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I think we're anticipating Plunkett and Christensen and other greats that need to go in there, and
Cliff Branch, another one right there. That guy deserves to be in the NFL. He was the top of my list. Yeah, you want to get technical? That's he mentioned Jim Plunkett earlier. He's one of my favorite Raiders, and I have had the opportunity to meet him on the field in Oakland. Got his autograph, and I feel like that guy. If Joe Namath's in the Hall of Fame, then you know what, Jim Plunkett deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But then there you go,
another minority player.
Exactly.
Contributing to the NFL, and the NFL denying that contribution. Sorry, don't need to get, but you understand how I feel. Go Raider Nation. Okay, anyways, so we got Tom Flores and Charles Woodson in this Hall of Fame this year. Well, how cool. Again, we'll go ahead and discuss a little bit more and just highlight it a little bit more. You know how, you know, we're always up there in you know, the glories, you know, days and all that stuff with you know, big names in our Hall of Fame. So we're pretty proud. You know, we take it to heart. You know, the Tom Forrest thing, we'll get over it because he did, and that's what writers do. They just, you know, endure. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Hey, let's go ahead and talk about local news. You know, and it just happens to be Sofia Lechuga, Sofia Lechuga, in her judo, and we're gonna go ahead and let Angelo, her father, discuss how proud we are and what she's doing, and you know, we're gonna go ahead and just maybe highlight a little bit of her accomplishments here in the next segment. So let's hear about it, dude.
Yeah. So you know, in 2020, for reasons, you know, of COVID and stuff, we were trying to find our little girl something to do, keep active. She's played soccer, she's played t-ball, she's a Girl Scout, and you know what? I was always talking to her about, you know, self-defense, just, you know, something to be able for her, you know, to handle herself pretty well. And she kept on asking, and all of a sudden Mom goes, hey, found a place. All right, let's do it. So during that period, the only place open that we could go to was a judo place called Tri-City Judo, man. And if you look those people up, man, they have an impressive resume. I mean, several black belts, several people ranked in the United States, you know. And so this little girl walks through those doors, man. First day, you know, she's just like in awe that she gets hooked. And I never saw this ferocity, this aggressiveness out of this little girl. She's so shy, timid when she walked in there. She turned into a beast.
Yeah.
On those mats, man, she just went ferocious on these kids, and she did really well, man. To the point where, like, you know, hey, you know, there's a thing that, you know, kids compete, and they get nationally ranked and stuff, so like, let's do it, man. So our first journey was to Utah, her first experience competing. She medaled bronze. Super proud, Dad, Mom. And from there, we're like, hey, did you like it? She goes, yeah. And she goes, next time I'm going to get gold. So we told her, you got to work hard for it. And sure enough, she did. She competed in the Junior Olympics, International, National, Junior Olympics, and she medaled gold twice, and national and international, man. And from there, she just like, you wanted to keep on going. And we went to Orlando, Florida, where she competed in the U.S. Open, and she medaled gold 4 times, man. She went undefeated, actually. You know, this is impressive to me. I'm bragging. I'm a proud papa, but for her to go undefeated in North Carolina, 7-0, was really impressive. And then when we go to Florida, she wins all 9 matches that she faced to walk away with those 4 gold medals. To me, man, I mean,
very impressive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, honestly, just like how good. For me to say this, you know, as her father, I'm really proud, but she is just really good.
Grandpa right here.
Yeah, and this little girl will, you know, you look at her, she's a sweet little kind girl, but when you get her on that mat, man, I hate to say this, but she will tear your shit up. Yeah. She is an aggressive little girl.
Cool. So, you know, she's been interviewed by Tri-City Herald, been interviewed by KPR.
Yeah, she's in the local newspaper, KNDU.
Telemundo.
Telemundo and Keeper, you know, local broadcasting.
She's a star.
That her dreams and hopes are to become a judoka, Olympian judoka. So, you know, and I think her drive
7
is there. Yeah.
2024, maybe 28.
Well, I don't know. It all depends, because she could be the youngest Olympian to enter, you know, that tournament. But
hey, man, did you see the youngins that came into this tournament? They were young, dude.
Yeah.
So
and I saw
can happen.
China had a 13-year-old diver that won gold.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be an adult. You just go and compete.
And there you go. You know, and you know, in one of her interviews, my little girl goes, "It just goes to show that, you know, your age doesn't matter." And she has done that exactly. She has proven that, you know what, you can have success in an age, and she's taken on bigger kids than her, you know, than her. And you know, every time she's gone to compete, she has been the smallest kid in her division, in her weight, and she has been, you know, dominating. So I mean, I just proud dad, and I want to tell our little girl Sophia, she's doing great, man.
Yeah, she's doing great. I was very impressed the whole time until I actually touched those medals that she actually won. Wow, very impressive. I understood that she was in a different class than most people. So kudos to my granddaughter, Amelia Sofia Lechuga, and Blackbeard, daughter. Very proud of them and all the whole family. Anyways, we're gonna move on and just we're gonna get out of this. We're gonna talk a little bit more about things in the next episode. One thing that we're gonna talk about is we want to end this with a how do you call it? We want to end it with a food for thought thing, and just we'll bring it to you here in a second, but just food for thought. Other things that we're going to come up with and talk about in the next episode is just maybe what's going on, how the game turned out, and where we're at on where we're as far as getting there, and maybe we're going to show you some routes that we got planned, some hotels, some places we want to stay. We're going to ask for input on where to stay and all the events that are going on leading up to this big thing, the quest for Allegiant Stadium, guys. Okay? So, got anything to say, brother?
They're looking forward to the season, man. Talking about Raiders and our quest as well. The journey to Las Vegas. The journey to Allegiant Stadium right there. Because the Raiders are coming.
We're coming. Be ready, Raider Nation. Peace out, brothers. Stay tuned. Love you guys. Raider Nation.
Girl from Pasco is currently ranked #1 in the entire country for the sport of judo. Last month, 7-year-old Amelia Sofia Lechuga, who goes by Sophia, won the U.S. Open Judo Championship in Orlando, Florida. She's been training at Tri-City Judo since last fall. Her #1 title comes after she went undefeated in the U.S. Judo Junior Olympics in June, winning double golds. At the U.S. Open, she went undefeated again, winning 4 gold medals.
It makes me really proud because then that shows everybody that when they're young, that they can do a lot of things.
Despite her #1 ranking at such a young age, Sophia says she's looking to keep the title at her next tournament in Texas. Good luck. Well, definitely some good news there, and here's something that made you do.
Girl, seeing someone who looked like her succeed inspired her to reach for her own dream. Cole Johnson has the story.
I'd like for you to meet someone.
Amelia, and I'm 7.
This is Amelia, and as you probably heard, she is 7 years old. Amelia is also a national judo champion. At the USA Junior Olympics this June, Amelia went undefeated and took home 2 gold medals. Just a few weeks ago at the US Open, she went undefeated once again and brought 4 gold medals back to the Tri-Cities. Where most kids would think about going to Disney World or something like that, Amelia's favorite part about the US Open?
Competing against the girls that I didn't know what they were going to do.
De judo en el área de los Tri-Cities. Me encuentro desde Tri-Cities Judo, acompañado de una pequeña campeona, del sensei, de 2 senseis el día de hoy y de sus padres de esta pequeñita. Sensei Sol, me gustaría que diera la bienvenida a
Nation. There's only one nation. Raider Nation. Only one nation. Raider Nation. Only one nation.
Okay, let's go together. Let's just keep going.
Right from
Okay, so let's just all of us together. We'll do it all together. 2, 3, 4. Right from the beginning. From the get-go. 2, 3, 4.